Frank from Lubeck Enterprises here today, staring into a very bright light again for something special. This is a video on how to make a YouTube video, actually, how to do what I'm doing. And I don't pay money for a bunch of stuff. I tend to do all this for free because I don't get paid from YouTube for doing this. I do this because I like to help people. And I feel that everybody out there, especially if you're watching this video, you know you have something, some special skill set. You know you have something about you that you're better at than most people are. And, you know, you have two kinds of people. You have people who keep that to themselves and they excel, and people who excel, but they would like to share it with the world, you know. If you can do something that you're going to do anyways and film it and help somebody doing so, why not? So this here is, you know, going out to all you people who would say, hey, I have something to offer, but I don't exactly know how to take my stuff and put it on YouTube. So obviously the first thing is create a Google account. And once you have a Google account, it counts for Gmail, Google Docs, YouTube. It counts for everything to do with Google, everything that Google owns pretty much. So you want to do that first, and then you want to follow the steps in this video. So let's just get the intro over with again. So the first thing you really need to do, besides going ahead and getting a YouTube account or a Google account, which will count for YouTube since Google owns YouTube, is actually film some videos. So that there I'm not going to do right now. Basically, you know, if you know how to, you should know how to film a video on your phone. If you don't, it's called Google. Look it up. Once you have some content, transfer it. What I do is I transfer it to my memory card in my phone, and then I take the memory card out, put it in my computer, and move it to there. And then I deal with everything from there. Just keep them separate. Your phone, once you record it, move the data to your computer so you can edit and whatnot. So the production process, it's not fun. Let's say I film a 10 minutes worth of video content. For me to go through the whole process, it's going to take at least like 2 hours for me to get that video out there, because there are multiple layers of things that need to be done. So first you have to film the content and get something to work with. And that can come in the form of one video, super long, with just a bunch of edited parts, or you could do it in multiple steps. This first video is how to do this first step. Step 2 is done like this. Step 3 is done like this. Kind of depends on preference. I mean, however long you're filming for, that's not really going to change much. I mean, you're going to film the same content anyways, so it just kind of depends on how you like it divided up. So, after you film that, you want to take that and put it on your memory card or whatnot and move it to your computer. I would recommend, until you're done saving that content on your phone, on the memory card, do not delete it. Just copy, do not cut and paste. Because if you do and something gets screwed up and you lose it, you lose all that content, and depending on the length of the video, it could be a total pain in the butt to refilm everything. I mean, imagine doing like 2 hours worth of content, losing all of it, being done with the project, and then having to like screw it up and doing it all over again. Some points it's just not worth it. So let's move on. So this is Screen Recorder Pro, and unfortunately I haven't got the audio working properly yet, so I can't use that. We're just going to have to continue with these stupid lines going down the screen because of the, you know, frames per second. So first thing is filming the content, and I just inserted the memory card, and this is what popped up. I'm going to scroll down, but right here, these are going to be the 3 videos that I want. Basically, I filmed content for how to replace the batteries and gave instructions on how to pair an Amazon Fire Stick. Or I'm sorry, an Amazon Fire Stick remote to the Fire Stick. So, first I will cut these because I want them off my memory card. Find the proper location on your computer. If you don't know where to go, desktop is usually a safe place because this is your desktop. This ugly thing that pops up every time you boot the computer. So let's go back to there. So I cut those, and I want to put them, for right now, because the way I have everything set up, there's like a temporary spot for this. So Fire TV remote. I'm going to paste them This isn't actually going on my computer. I have an external hard drive over that way, and that's actually where it's going. So give it a minute. Okay, so now that those files are actually transferred, I'm just going to eject my memory card by right-clicking. You know, you got to find the memory card, right-click, go to eject. Wow, goes away. So this is, of course, Windows 10, and I have it set up in a special way, so that by default, the videos will open with something called Windows Photos. It's like the Photos app. So if you hit the Windows key on your keyboard, and you type in PHO, it says Photos, and it's kind of misleading because this here is actually what I use for the most part to do all the editing, almost all the editing for my videos. So if you open it up, you know, I just made Patrick Marlowe, congrats to him. These are all the ones I've done recently. So we'll get to this in a minute, but this is the app that you want to have. So Photos. So if you double click this and it doesn't open up in Photos, right click, go down to Open With, and then do Photos. But mine, like I said, by default, open it up. So now I have to listen to my annoying voice for 1 minute and 11 more seconds. So I go through and basically I just make notes. If there's something that I think that I can cut at that doesn't seem right, I write down that time. I make note of it, and I'll show you that in just a second. So let me just do the pre-editing for this first video. Then this is one of the fun parts. See, that's 1 minute and 13. How long is this? 16 seconds. That's probably going to be nothing in 1 minute and 8. So this is really not bad. Imagine having, like, once again, like 2 hours worth of content, like my automotive channel, The Basic Car Care. It's still not out yet, even though that was filmed 6 months ago. There's a reason why. Because now I have to sit here with these two very specialized products. You may or may not have access to them, but it's called a blank sheet of paper and a pen. Yeah, I stole that from work. I'll give it back to you tomorrow, okay? So you take the blank sheet of paper, and what I do is I just do the project name at the top, so the Fire TV remote. Now, I have the now I have the penmanship of like a 3rd grader, so you could, it doesn't matter. As long as I can read it, as long as you can read your own notes, that's fine. So I'll go ahead and I'll list the date first off. So this here is going to be 4/20/21. Everything after that is just the timestamp on the video. So we have 3 videos. The first one is going to be 010152 :_. And now I'm going to make notes. This is called pre-editing or pre-editing, pre-production. So okay, so the remote for the Amazon Fire Stick is a little different than the one from my now I get annoyed with my own voice. This one here, you see a little bit of a size difference, the number of options, dedicated buttons, you know. I'm going to throw mine on the side and take the one for the Fire Stick here. So this one is also pretty easy, but you'll see why it just looks really weird, and sometimes people get confused in a minute. So once again, push. Okay, so after watching the first video, so far everything seems good. Now, I know that there were 3 videos in that folder. One is only 16 seconds. That was probably a mistake, or for some reason when I plug the microphone into this phone, it just automatically starts recording, which is super annoying. But okay, so I pretty much have 2 takes to go through. So the first take, that's the video, 0000 to end all okay. It should be an O, not an A. So then you do the next video. So I wrote down the timestamp for that video, 010313, and I realized that the whole thing was like 16 seconds long, and it's basically me butchering the name of it, confusing Samsung Smart TV Remote and Fire TV Remote. So this here is just straight up delete. Maybe I can use that and try to make it funny in an outtakes video. I have no idea. That's far in the future. So let's move on to the next video. So again, timestamp 010332. Start with 0000. The whole video is okay. I like that one, so I'll do it to end. All okay. Now here's the issue. For this one video, I have two complete copies, basically. But I like this one a lot better. So I'm going to basically just ignore these two and deal with this one. Now, like I said, the best part about this is I don't have to clip anything off. But you probably will. So let me go ahead, and if you go up here to edit and create, see up here, see my cursor? Go up to the top right, edit and create. You have a bunch of options. So the only ones out of these here I use is save photos to get a thumbnail for the YouTube video. So basically you want to find the very best frame, the very best picture out of your entire video to promote it. So that's what you're going to use. So let's say, let's just do this for the heck of it. I mean, I'm going to have to do this one anyways. So we're here. Now you can see here, it's at the end. So I want to move this here all the way back. Just kind of skip through it. So this video is about, I mean, this video that I'm filming right now is about, you know, making a YouTube video, but the video that I recorded is about swapping batteries in a Amazon Fire TV Stick remote. So I want to go ahead and show a picture of me doing something with the battery compartment. Now right here, I'm pointing, this is how it goes in, this is the spring. So let's try to find a clearer shot. So right there, that seems like a good one. So I click Save Photo, done with the thumbnail. So this is the video that I want, and if I did want to edit it, which once again I don't, I would open it with Photos. You go up to Edit and Create. Shut up, Frank. Nobody cares. You edit and Create, you go to Trim. And you can use this here. This blue thing is where you're currently at. These here are the edges of the video that you want to trim. So let's just say I only want like the first 10 seconds, and then I said something I screwed up, but then I picked up 20 seconds later. So we would move this to 10. We would move this here down to the blue one, make them match. So right now the interval is 0 to 10. Save a copy. And then like I said, let's say I screwed up something and exit out this. And you have to reopen it, which is kind of annoying, but so now if we do it again, let's say I screwed up something at like, I said 0 to 10, so let's say I screwed up something there until 15. Now I decided to go ahead and restate what I had said, and it all turns out correctly, and I do well for another 10 seconds. Save a copy. So earlier I said you can film, you know, things in steps and have multiple videos or have one long one. That's why this kind of depends on your preference, because I mean either way you're going to be chopping it up like this, and it gives it stupid names like the same name as the video but trim, trim 2, moment, and that all deals with this. These here deal with this one file. So it can quickly explode if you have multiple files, but also it gets really confusing if you have just one. So it kind of depends on preference. Once again, you're going to have to give them multiple shots and see which way works best for you. So I have all these files to deal with. This is this video, the one that you're watching now. These are all the takes from there. So 31 plus this one is 32. So once again, I don't need these, luckily. But this here is the one that I want to produce. This whole video is good enough for me. So I'm going to hit the Windows button on my keyboard, type in PHO, click on Photos. So once again, the Photos app isn't just for photos. It's for videos too, as you can tell by new video. Which, why do you hide that and why don't you call it videos? I don't know. But you click new video here, and you go down to new video project. It'll ask you to name it. So I'm going to call this one. And now comes the kind of fun part. So project library is empty. You can add photos and videos. You have to basically take everything that you want to be in your YouTube video and put it here. So you have to have individual files for all of that, know where they're stored, yada yada. That's kind of a hard part, but once again, if you know where you put those videos that you just put on your computer, all you have to do is click on add from this PC and then go find them. So I know mine are here, to do, tech, Fire TV remote. So I said this one here was the one I wanted, and I'm just going to click open. So, okay, so now that I have the core content, I'm going to add all the extras. So for me, let me navigate to it real quickly. For me, it's this. I use this here as my logo. It's one picture stored in one certain spot on my external hard drive, and I know exactly where it's at. So drag it down. Okay, so I screwed that up a bit, but after you get both of these in here, like I said, this is my branding and whatnot, uncheck them both, just literally just click and drag and drop down. So for me, usually for the first one I do duration, I change it to 1 second. For motion, for this whole image, the text, I do pan right. And then after that I do 3 seconds of, so duration by default, as you can see down here, is 3 seconds. So I don't need to change it here. Motion, now of course this here all depends on your preference. This is just what I've been doing. I tried it once, I liked how it looked, and I've been going with it ever since. So I do first 1 second of pan right, 3 seconds of zoom out center. Done. So now for this here I need to add text. What is this video about? So you'll come to a menu like this, you type what you want it to say up here. So I'll start with this here. Now you don't have to get every tiny detail in the title, that's what tags are for. And we'll go through that when we start uploading it to YouTube. So for right now, you have all these choices. I always, for some reason, just go with adventure. And actually you'll see why in a second. So this here is the layout. So I don't want it down there, I want it right in the middle. So I could click this, which I mean that looks okay, but this is the one I just always have gone with. So right there, done. And now I want to add, at the beginning of my videos you have the keyboard noise, so I want to add that too. So I go up here to custom audio. See at the top right? Not background music, go to custom audio. But first you want to click, where do you want that custom audio to play? I don't want it right at the beginning because it takes about 3 seconds, and then I want it to go right into the video. So I click on this here because that's why this is 3 seconds. It's why I left it as default and I didn't change it. So now I click custom audio, add audio file, and I know that it's right here, and this should be the right one. Now this one here is a little bit louder, as you could tell. I had the sound, boosted it once, the volume, and boosted it again. If you want to know how to do that, go ahead and leave a comment in the description. Some of them are actually too quiet and I need to boost the volume because I walked away from the camera or from my phone. So what I would do then is you go online, you go to videolouder.com. videolouder.com. Enter. And from here, the only downside is the maximum file size of the video that you want to change the volume on is 500 megabytes. So if you have like a 2 gigabyte video, it's a perfect take. You've got like 5 minutes of footage recorded. That's great, but you're still going to have to break it down if you want to just raise that compared to the volume on that compared to the rest. So if I go to, I don't need this, so I'm not actually gonna save it, but let's just say I want this video here because I think it's too quiet. Increase or decrease volume. Don't do decrease. If you think your video's too loud, we'll get to that in a minute, and it's a lot easier than this, trust me. How many decibels? They say 3 is recommended. I usually go with 6 or 8, I believe. And the highest I usually go is 12, because I'd rather err on the side of louder, because once again, don't decrease volume through here. You'd be going back and forth, there's an easier way. So, I would do, let's see, 9. Uploading file, it just takes a second or two. Once again, with the max file size being 500, it's really not that much. So the downloaded file is 10.10 megabytes. You can save it wherever you want. That was, I believe, here. I'm just curious to see, because this is like, okay, 10.1 megabytes, 10. So about the same file size, just different volume. Usually go with medium. You can always tone it down later. So I'd say go with louder. Err on the side of louder, if anything. Just click done. See? And then it will go into the video. So now, since this is the only video, I don't have to go through and pick out which one goes first and second and third. I literally just click and drag this down here. And then, of course, at the end of all of my videos, I have this here for 5 more seconds. So see, default duration 3, go to 5. And I don't have this here do any kind of motion or text because that's for end cards for YouTube. So end cards and cards are something that we'll get to in a minute. So this right here is pretty much the full video. Once again, 1 minute, 17 seconds. So let me review it real quickly and make sure that this is exactly what I want to be put online. So if your video is too loud and you want it quieter, this is what you want to do. When you're making your video in the Photos app, let's go with, well, this one again. Oh, that's why it was there. So let's say I think this first, I mean, you could do it up here, but I mean, each video I only really put down here once, so I prefer to just do it down here. You click this volume icon, the megaphone looking thing, and you can change the volume. So if I hit, so this is actually something to fix that. And see, now you can hardly hear me. This here is supposed to be like a stand-alone kind of deal. So I think it's just easier to have. Yeah, try talking over that. I think it's easier to have your videos just set up like this. Like, that's why I said error on the side of louder. I mean, too loud is okay because you can always tone down easily through here, through different videos, like that. But if you just use that video louder to decrease and then increase as well, I mean, increase makes sense, but to decrease the volume doesn't make sense if you could just do it with a slider. It doesn't take any time, doesn't take any extra files, nothing like that. So, that's how you do that. Okay, so yeah, I like how that turned out. I think that's what I want to post online, so minimize. Do not exit out. You want to go up here at the very top right. You were going at the top right for the custom audio. Go even more to the right here for finish video. And that should be on camera, but I'm getting blocked by some stupid UI from my camera app. So click finish video. I always do the highest. You know, if you run into issues, you want to maybe put this here down a bit to lower resolution, or just uncheck this box, depending. So for me, it tends to work, so I'll just click export. So where do I want to save it? So I tend to go to the same place that I had stored the actual raw files, the raw video files. So Fire TV remote. I'll save it here, but you don't save it, you export it. So click on export and wait. So after it's done, it'll automatically bring this up. Just click out of it, click out. So now look at that. Although that doesn't look too good. That's the thumbnail, but you know, we want this here to be the thumbnail. But that's not something we do here. That's something we do on YouTube. Right now, everything is ready to be put on YouTube. So let's move on to that. So if I'm sitting here at my YouTube channel, basically just open up my web browser, I have tons of tabs open, so just clicked on YouTube. So I go to here to create. Once you have your own channel, you can click create. And then go down to upload videos. Select files. Now you got to go find it again. Now this is kind of a pain in the butt, but still. Then you wait. So it's going to take a little while for your video to actually upload to YouTube. And due to memory hierarchy, I mean, it's going from local to network, and that's pretty much the slowest you can do. So I click here just to format the name the way I like it. You could do that now. Fill in the description. So I like to go with descriptions from my old videos, which I actually conveniently have right here. So you just come up with something that just tells the basics about your video. Don't lie, don't do anything stupid, don't say something that, you know, doesn't make sense. Just be straightforward. What is this video about? And usually it's almost a copy of the title, but you want to add a little bit more to that. So okay, so basically what I said was, I mean, this is a video on how to replace batteries in Amazon Fire TV remote and pairing instructions. I demonstrate how to replace, change, swap, insert batteries into an Amazon Fire TV stick remote. And then I'm also going to add, okay, so I ended up saying I demonstrate how to replace, change, swap, insert batteries into an Amazon Fire TV stick remote. I also go over basic pairing instructions, draw this little line, then I copied all this here from my usual videos. So these are just my other channels, not all of them, but all the ones that actually kind of sort of matter. So then you scroll down, thumbnail. Now by default, after it uploads, it's going to give you 3 choices, and they usually suck. It's usually the very first frame, the very last frame, and somewhere in between. So I had already done the custom one, which you saw earlier. So I'm just going to click on that one image and click open. And this will change if you give it a minute. So until that works and it keeps uploading, keep scrolling down. Playlists. So I have a bunch of playlists on my tech channel, but the only one this here really applies to, ooh, hey, it actually applies to 2 of them. Sweet. Okay, so I'm going to do the how-to, but this here is also deals with Amazon Fire Stick. I forgot I had this playlist, so I'll click that one too. Click done. 2 playlists. Sweet. Go all the way down, click show more. Now this is the part that's kind of interesting. Tags. So when people search for your stuff online, it actually goes by tags, not by title. I mean, title factors into it, but tags are a huge part. So I'm going to add everything basically relevant to this video. Okay, so basically you add a bunch of tags that are relevant. Like I said, a lot of stuff in the title and variations of those words. After you do that, which something simple like this turns into this, I'm just going to keep scrolling down. So it looks like I'm probably good for here. I already preset that. So video elements, add an end screen. We'll get to that in 1 second. Checks, you want to just click on this. This is something kind of new. If you haven't uploaded in a while, this is new. It just checks copyright issues. So make sure you're not screwing anybody. Visibility, set to public, because I want everybody to see it. And the only thing left are video elements. So I'm going to import from video. You could do add and start from scratch, but I'm going to do import from video because I've already done this multiple times. So that's why I add this extra 5 seconds at the end of my videos, is because it usually requires for a video, we have certain end screen elements. You have videos that you can link to, you have subscriptions to get people to subscribe to your channel, you have playlists, which once again, I love playlists. It kind of gives you something similar, so I'm probably going to do that one. And I think I did that in the last video, so I'm just going to click on this. Otherwise, you could click all these other templates. 1 video, 1 subscribe. Yeah, call me a liar. There's a way, oh, right here, this little bar. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm stupid, but it is like 5:37 a.m. So playlist, subscribe. That sounds nice, but I think I did that here, so click it. And we have subscribe and playlist. Sweet. But playlist, I'm actually going to switch from how to Amazon Fire Stick. If I can, oh, okay. Embarrassing. And I have it set, you need it at least 5 seconds. I usually have it set for just a couple seconds beforehand, so let's go ahead and play it from here. So you want to go ahead and
provide something. Thanks for watching.
So there you go. Pops up. Good enough. Click save. Like I said, I finished checking that. Everything looks like it's good to go. Click publish. And it's going to go live on my YouTube channel. Click close. Just to verify over here in channel analytics, this is what I usually have mine set to. You have to be in YouTube Studio, as you can see up here. Just click on content, the second one down. And right there. There it is. So usually, as you could tell, I have one view each, because I usually want to review it once. Wow, really? I just published that like maybe 2 hours ago, 6 views. But of course, 6 minus 5, or 6 minus 1 is 5. Why minus 1? Because I review once every time just to make sure everything on YouTube that I put up there is done correctly. And I'm satisfied with it. Otherwise, I'll pull it down, replace it, blah, blah, blah. So this one here is 0 views because as you just saw, I literally just posted it. Click it. I click up here. Don't click here. This won't count. Well, not like it matters. I mean, you could go through there, but I like to do this here because this is what everybody else sees your video as. So, watch it again. Okay, so I just finished viewing that one there with the view on YouTube option, and it looks fantastic. So this video is 1 minute and 18 seconds. Total, with the intro, the text, the end screen, everything like that. So let's call it about 60 seconds long. And it took me how long to make it? So, I mean, it would be interesting to check back and see at the beginning of the video if I actually had the timestamp. But right now it's 5:41 in the morning. Okay, this took me a long time. I'd filmed this video way earlier tonight. But that just goes to show you it's not easy. You know, you might get on your high and mighty horse and go out there and say, I can do it, and film 1 or 2 good videos and throw them out there. But to do it consistently, it actually does take a lot of effort. Now, that's why I don't upload as much as I probably should. And I have a huge backlog of recorded stuff that I have to go through and produce. Because the production process takes forever. So, I mean, it kind of stinks. Like I said, my early videos, if you go and watch them, I don't know how to do editing at that point, and I just kind of throw a whole bunch out there. And maybe that is the better way to go at this point. I mean, with how long it takes to put a 1 minute video out there, I mean, it took, what, over an hour, hour and a half? And that's with me, you know, pretty much consistently working on it. So imagine doing this. Like I said, my basic car care one for the automotive channel is approximately 5 to 6 hours of content. And I had gone through and done pre-editing, and guess what? I lost that. So I have to go through and do a pre-production and make all those notes again. Then I have to go through each video and chop it up, watch everything again, make sure it's right. I mean, this is going to take me like 2 weeks to get that one video out. But don't be discouraged, because by doing things like this, I mean, I'm not really a social person, but I mean, when you go back here and you go down to video analytics or channel analytics, oh, and you click the right button, lifetime. I was happy with, you know, 50 views. I got almost 60,000 in 8 months. And people have told me multiple times I've helped them and this and that, and that's what this is all about. You know, I have something that I can offer to other people, and obviously it's working. People are learning because of me, people like it, and you know, that, once again, it's just why I do this. So, I don't know. If you've ever wondered how to make a YouTube video, you just never knew how, hopefully I mean, this here, if you follow it step by step, like I said, it probably won't get it done, but it should get you pretty close to where you need to be. Hopefully this will shed some insight, and if it's remotely helpful, at least give it a thumbs up. You know, I don't really care about the subscriptions. It's fantastic. I just got over 100. I'm happy. So please just give it a thumbs up or leave a nice comment. That would be even better, just saying thank you. And let me thank you for watching and listening to me ramble. Also, for a video like this, these are my notes. Page 1, front and back. Page 2, got some final notes. It's a lot of notes.